Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of TEPSA Presents. I'm your host, Todd Nisloni, the Director of Culture and Strategic Leadership here at the Texas Elementary Principals and Supervisors Association. I'm so excited that we are doing another member spotlight episode tonight, and we have Steve on with us. Steve, thank you so much for being here. Tell everybody kind of a little bit about who you are.
Yeah, my name is Steve Standefer. I'm an assistant principal at York Junior High School in Conroe ISD. We are located just opposite of the Woodlands. We're off like 99 in general area and in that part of town to kind of give you demographics of us all. This is my 23rd year in education. I spent probably the first 17 years as a varsity football and baseball coach and coaching the entire time, and then decided to make the leap into administration. I had several different people tell me, it's time. You need to move into administration. And as soon as I got in, I got recruited with TEPSA, and I was really super excited about, coming on. I've got a long time connection with some of your members. And so it was a lot of fun. It really was. I enjoyed serving on the Programs and Services Committee and doing that. So it was a lot of fun. I've learned a lot. At first, I was a little skeptical about, the depth of TEPSA, meaning I didn't know it went all the way K through 8. And so I was like, I'm a junior high guy, but it was really good to get involved and to see some of the different levels from K through 8, from it all.
Yeah. Well, Steve, you mentioned that you were just doing your thing in education and people were telling you that administrative steps might be a next stop for you. Were you kind of feeling that at the same time too, or did it take a little convincing? How did that step kind of go? And when did you know you knew you were ready?
It was a little bit of both. I knew it was time. I had a very successful career as a coach, and so I looked at it as an opportunity. I really got the bug whenever when I first came to the Woodlands area, went to Conroe ISD. The administrative staff showed me what it was like to be an administrator. And I really took to that. And I had a lot of questions and I got a lot of answers. And so they jumped up and really helped me spotlight my career and say, this is what you need to do. And this is how you need to do it. And I made the jump and finished it. So went into another graduate program and got into it and got it done. And then I moved into administration immediately. And so it was a lot of good examples to see, because I know I'd been in the past where I said, I don't ever want to be an administrator. I see how they treat them and I see how they're treated. And that was something I said, absolutely not.
Same here.
As I went into it, I said, I saw what good could come from it. And I saw a lot of benefits of it. And going to the junior high level, I thought I was going to die at the junior high level. I really did. I thought, how am I going to handle this? And I have a school of 2,300 kids, and we're 7th and 8th grade. And the great thing of it was I thought I was going to die there because I was a high school guy the entire time. And then came down there and I knew what difference needed to be made before they got to high school. So if I was able to at least mold and shape a few kids, then hey, I'm making a difference. And if I change one, I've done it all. In fact, case in point was I got to go to a quinceañera of one of my kiddos, and she was so excited that I was there. She didn't think I was going to come. She hand delivered me the invitation, and I came. And her mom sent me a letter later on. She bawled all night that you were there. So it made a difference. I was glad to see that.
I love that so much, and I think that really sets a typical administrator from someone who goes above and beyond out when you have those little moments like that. And, I feel like when I moved into administratorship, there's a lot I learned about myself through a job that I thought I knew what was going to take place. And then I learned that I didn't. What have you kind of learned about yourself? I mean, especially when just moving from high school to junior high, because yes, that's only a couple of grade levels, but that is a big difference.
Huge developmental step. What I discovered about myself was you're not just an administrator. You're not just running a building, running a school, running teachers. You're molding and shaping kids. Sometimes you play counselor. Sometimes you play parent. Sometimes you play uncle, cousin, somebody confidant that they can go to. the sad part is the reality of junior high. They're going through so many chemical changes in their mind, and they suffer so much trauma from different little things that they don't know how to handle yet because their bodies are just changing, the chemical imbalances. And, it's an honor, but it's a scary thought to actually be holding pressure on a young girl's arms when she's cut her wrist. Yeah. And so that was tough. That was probably one of the hardest things to experience was, a 13-year-old child and wanting to take her life and walk to the counselor's office. And that just happened to be our office too. Yeah. And I rushed to the nurse because it happened to be my alphabet kid. I was like, hey, I don't want you going anywhere, but you're looking in her eyes. And then she comes back and thanks you later on. Yeah. That tells you a lot. And that was during COVID. They broke every rule so they could come up and see me at school. Yeah. So that made a difference for me. It told me that if I can change, if I can continue to mold and shape these kids and let them know how important they are, that's what it's about. And as we start, we start that building block when we're young, when they're super young, kindergarten, first, second, third grades, and that's how you build that positive character building type stuff. You build it up to where you raise the child up in the way they should go, and later on they're going to be returning to it. And that's important.
I love it. Well, Steve, one thing that I really like about these member spotlight conversations is the opportunity for you to leave something for our listeners or viewers, whether it's a tech tool, a tip, something you learned along the way, a favorite event that the floor is yours. What are you going to leave for our members today?
It was funny. You and I talked about this at the very beginning. Love the Dallas Cowboys Cup. Thank you very much. Go ahead and put it out there. Even though I'm in the Houston area, I'm still diehard Dallas Cowboys fan. The one thing that I learned about the kids that are dealing with the things today are the fact that they've gone through a lot. And I think you and I discussed it. The kids we've discovered they've lost 2 years of their life. More the social emotional side of things. And it's going to start at the elementary schools to change that mindset that they can get their social emotional side back to them, to their normal grade level. I've seen it at every level. I've talked to high school administrators that I've worked with. When they get freshmen, they're doing behaviors that are seventh graders. Seventh graders are acting like fifth graders. Fifth graders acting like third graders. And we're getting it across the board from different people. Talk to different administrators, even down to, my wife has dealt with it as a third grade teacher. She said some of those kids are acting like first graders. And we have to do a lot of character building. We have to do a lot of respect, a lot of capturing kids' hearts across the board. And I think that's the big thing, is learning to be patient with what they've lost and build it up now. I mean, I think it's important to start the year off with character building, how we're going to treat each other, how we're going to, build that social contract so we know how to treat each other and know how to do this. I think those are keys across the board. You have to realize that we lost those 2 years of kids. And so that's important. Canvas is another huge thing that we learned from Canvas teams, or any type of platform that you can put your assignments on. So a kid, even if they're absent with a cold or, something else, or they had something going on in their family, they could do their homework at home and not get left behind. And that's the big thing, is not leaving any kid behind. I think that's so important, to be able to maintain that electronic communication between the teachers. And I think it's so important to have that.
Well, Steve, you had so much to take away from this conversation.
I know.
I'm so excited that I got to have this with you. And I love that you get to be one of the faces of our middle and junior high members, because you're right. People think TEPSA is only elementary, but we go all the way up to 8th grade. So glad to have you as a member. Thank you for joining us tonight. And I hope anybody listening or watching, make sure you sign up for the TEPSA Summer Conference coming to the Kalahari Resort June 8th through 10th. You will not want to miss it. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.